My name is Michele Lamont. I'm professor of sociology and African American studies at Harvard University. And also the current president of the American Sociological Association.
Okay.
It means having an outlook on society that is very different from that of most other human beings. We approach it as an object of inquiry, where we're trying to understand the underlying forces that structure people's behavior and people's thought. It also means thinking empirically, trying to very systematically gather evidence to assess various explanations. And it's just an enormous amount of fun. Well, I'm a cultural sociologist, which means that a lot of what I do is try to understand how people make meaning in their everyday life. A lot of what I do in my research is interview-based. I also read voraciously so that I have at my disposal a very large toolkit of theories, analytical tools that I can draw on in trying to analyze society. I'm extremely attuned to patterns of inequality. I study group and racial boundaries, and I'm a comparativist, which means that I'm constantly thinking about American society through the lens of other societies. I'm not a culturalist, which means that I don't think the concept of national cultures get us very far, but I'm interested in thinking about how the context in which people live structure their lives and their thinking patterns very differently. I think I specialize in unearthing what is less obvious, particularly, for instance, in how group boundaries are drawn through morality, how people of various ethno-racial groups think about similarities and differences through moral lenses, how people think about social change is possible through their relation with others. So it's really, currently I've mostly been developing a sociology of everyday responses to inequality, if you will. Well, I think everything I do is relevant to social change. It's very much motivated by the idea of trying to find what are the social problems that can be addressed and how policymakers, but also ordinary citizens, can develop approach to correct problems. I would say they should read my books. They might want to talk to some of my advisees to see how I go about training graduate students. I typically have a dozen graduate students I work very closely with. I think that's basically it.